Bitcoin could replace US dollar? Bitcoin has been a revolutionary investment that has allowed people to escape the traditional banking system. It is also quickly becoming one of the most popular currencies on the market, but this article dives into its potential impact on our economy and society if it completely replaces the US dollar within the next decade or so. Introduction. Bitcoin, a digital currency, could one day replace the US dollar as the global reserve currency. Introduced in 2009 by an anonymous person or group of people under the name Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency and digital payment system. Transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded in a public dispersed ledger called a blockchain. Bitcoin is unique in that there are a finite number of them, 21 million. Compared to fiat currencies, like the US dollar, Bitcoins have several advantages. They are more secure, faster and cheaper to transfer than traditional payment systems. In addition, they can be used to purchase goods and services online or in physical stores. There is no government oversight of Bitcoins, which makes them attractive as an investment vehicle for those who believe in their long-term potential. There are also some drawbacks to Bitcoins. They are not backed by any country or institution, so their value is subject to market fluctuations, and their use is not accepted by many businesses yet. However, the global Bitcoin community is growing rapidly, and the currency seems likely to remain popular for some time to come. How did the US dollar get started? When the United States of America was founded, its currency was gold. Over time, however, the country's reliance on gold led to financial instability. In 1971, President Richard Nixon introduced the US dollar as a replacement for the gold standard. The US dollar is unique in that it is the only major currency that is not backed by any precious metals. Today, the US dollar is one of the most popular currencies in the world. Bitcoin could potentially replace the US dollar as the dominant global currency. Bitcoin's threat to the US dollar. Bitcoin is a digital asset and a payment system invented by an unknown person or group of people under the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded in a public dispersed ledger called a blockchain. Bitcoin is unique in that there are a finite number of them, 21 million. They are created as a reward for a process known as mining. They can be exchanged for other currencies, products, and services. As of February 2015, over 100,000 merchants and vendors accepted Bitcoin as payment. Why the US dollar is going to collapse in 2023 and why Bitcoin might replace it. The US dollar is going to collapse due to a number of reasons, and Bitcoin might be the new currency that replaces it. Here are 3 reasons why the US dollar is going to collapse. 1. The US debt crisis. The US government has been spending more money than it is earning for a number of years now, and this has led to a debt crisis. The government has also been borrowing money from foreign investors, which has added to the problem. As the debt crisis worsens, the US government will have to borrow even more money from foreign investors in order to keep up with its payments. This will lead to even more financial problems for the United States, and the US dollar may eventually be replaced by another currency. 2. Globalization. The global economy has been growing rapidly for a number of years now, but this growth is not sustainable. The world's economy is becoming increasingly complex, and this is causing problems for many countries. In particular, the US dollar is losing its value because other currencies are becoming stronger. This means that people are investing more money in these other currencies, and this is causing the value of the US dollar to decline. 3. Declining oil prices. Oil is a major contributor to many countries' revenue. When oil prices fall, the revenue of many countries is reduced. This means that many developing countries will not be able to support their growing populations and economies. The effects of this are likely to be more social unrest and financial problems for these countries. 4. Increased debt. Many developing countries owe large amounts of money to other factors, such as the US government or international organizations. For example, some African governments have borrowed money from the US government in order to support agricultural programs for their citizens. When the price of oil falls, this money becomes less valuable, so African governments cannot repay what they owe on time or at all. 5. Loss of tax revenue. Developing nations rely heavily on taxes from personal income, property and resource-based taxes. For example, the government of Uganda relies on a 5% sales tax on all consumer goods, which provides 40% of its national income. If this tax was reduced or abolished, the country would lose much of its revenue and become more dependent on foreign aid and loans from other countries. 6. Loss of tourism revenue. Many developing nations rely heavily on foreign visitors who come to see their natural wonders, visit national parks and learn about their history. A weak economy can also make it harder for tourists to afford visiting developing nations, so they may cancel trips or not visit at all. 7. Loss of agriculture revenue. Many developing countries rely heavily on agriculture for both income and food supplies. Why Bitcoin might replace the US dollar in 2030. Bitcoin is a new kind of currency that is completely digital. Many people believe that Bitcoin could eventually replace the US dollar. There are several reasons why this could happen. First, Bitcoin is not subject to the same controls as other currencies. This means that it can be used anywhere in the world, without restrictions. Second, Bitcoin is not governed by a single authority. This means that it can be used to buy goods and services from anywhere in the world. Third, Bitcoin is not subject to inflation or devaluation. This means that it will always have a value, no matter how difficult it becomes to find or mine new Bitcoins. Overall, Bitcoin has many benefits that make it a possible replacement for the US dollar. It remains to be seen whether or not this will actually happen, but it is an interesting possibility nonetheless. Conclusion. Bitcoin could one day completely replace the US dollar as the global currency. Although there are many factors that need to come together for this to happen, including technological advances and widespread adoption, it is definitely a possibility on the horizon. If you're interested in learning more about this possible future, check out our article on how Bitcoin works and how you can get involved in its growth. Thanks for watching. See you on the next episode.